What is going on, guys? I'm getting set up here. Sorry if it's like dizzying. Give me some likes once you're in here. We're going to be doing some live Q&A this morning. I wanted to get an upload up, but I just didn't really have the time today. So instead, we're going to do some live Q&A. Yo, what is up, Lazy Zeb? How's it going? Dynamo Gaming, Alexia Smith. I'm the first one here. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. If you guys are just coming in here and you're not subscribed yet and you're new, go ahead and subscribe because you want to get notifications. So turn on the post notifications because you want to be notified of when we go live like this, so we can do, some Q&A. Lazy Zeb, I was first. Remember that? All right, I'll remember that. Bad Boy says, hey, man. Mohammed says, hi. Hey, guys. What is up? What is up? Awesome. All right, guys. So go ahead and get your questions ready. We're going to be doing some live Q&A about how to make money. Like I said, I wanted to get a video out today because I normally upload once every 3 days, but I just didn't have the time. I've been doing some cool stuff. Brad says, Paul, when is Mastermind 2.0 back open? We do enrollments in kind of stretches, so we'll probably do an enrollment period here soon. And the way we do it is we like open it up for about a week and then we close it back down. So whenever you see that go back up, we'll do emails. Make sure that you get in if you're waiting to get in because, they do shut down periodically. We don't like to bring too many people in at once because of the mastermind community. What's the easy way for me? I'm 16. I can't really go out to work because I have a lot of house problems. In that case, you're definitely gonna need help with your parents to like get a bank account set up or something, some way to like get payment set up. So try and figure that portion of it out. Once you got that portion figured out, there's a lot of things you could do. I would say like affiliate marketing is really good because you don't have to talk to anyone. Otherwise, you could try some of our lead gen strategies because with lead gen, you have like the proof already, right? So you don't need to talk to people really like you do with SEO because you already have the proof that you have the lead. So if you give them a lead to try out, then that way they can try it out and they can keep buying more from you and they can just send it straight to your PayPal. Lucky says, I don't get a lot of replies to my emails. Can you help out? So I read a statistic that it takes about 7 email follow-ups. So even regardless of like local marketing services, I want you to take a look at like even my webinars. If you've been to one of my webinars, like the one in the description, I follow up probably 7 to 10 times in that webinar because that's about how long it takes to really get someone to respond. And the same goes for local marketing stuff. If you're trying to get someone to buy like your web design services or SEO, you should plan on following up 7 times. So I'm on my mobile, guys, by the way. So it's a little hard for me to see chat. So I'm basically, after I'm done answering a question, I'm just looking at what question comes up next. So if you ask a question and I don't answer, I'm sorry. Just comment it again after I'm done answering a question. I'll do my best to answer yours. Someone says, how long did it take to grow a YouTube channel? That's kind of an interesting topic because when I started YouTube, I wasn't trying to grow an audience here. I was starting it because I was using it to update people who were customers of mine already. They were people who were trying to stay on the cutting edge of search engine optimization. So I used YouTube as a place to share that knowledge with them. Like when something would change with Google Maps, I would upload a video and I would say, hey, here's what's changing in Google Maps, just so that you guys know. And eventually that just snowballed, right? Like people started to watch videos and I started to take that seriously and I started to scale back some of the other things I was doing so that I could focus on YouTube. So if you're willing to focus and you're willing to upload a video very often, if you could do every day, that's really good. Like if you do every day, that's going to really blow your channel up big. For me, that's not really possible. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the creativity energy to be able to do that every single day. I wish I did have all of those things to be able to do that because I think the channel would grow much faster. But if you can stick to a schedule of even a couple times a week or 3 times a week, you're going to have really good success with YouTube. And especially if you're creating or recreating proven videos, like look at some of the other channels that are in your industry and see what videos are getting a lot of views for them and a lot of engagement. Smash a like on this, by the way, for engagement. That's why I'm always asking you guys to subscribe and to like, because that blows up engagement, right? And it helps channels out. So doing that kind of stuff that shows YouTube that people are into your content and that they like it, that's going to help your channel grow faster as well. What other questions do we have? How many hours per month, Brad asked, would one local SEO client take up? That's a good question, and it depends on the competition of the client. So you guys probably hear me talk a lot about going after what I call mini map clients. And these are clients that I consider to be low competition. Now, the way I figure out that they're low competition is I look at the competitors in the industry and I see, do they have a lot of reviews? Um, that's the first thing I look at. Like, if they only have a couple of reviews, that usually signals to me, like, hey, this isn't really a lot of competition, like, not a lot of reviews. Like, that's something I could probably compete with. The other thing I like to look at is, do they have a lot of citations? Are they listed on like a lot of directory sites like Yelp, like Angie's List? Like, how many are they really listed on? And then the last thing I'll look at is their backlinks, which means like how many people are linking back to them. Like, do they have CNN articles? Do they have like different articles pointing back to them? If I see it's only like a few, again, low competition. Something like that, you're not going to have to spend much time on. So if you've watched my masterclass where my Google Maps masterclass where I show some case studies of actual clients of ours, there's a couple case studies in there actually. One of a roofing client in particular that comes to mind. That client gets a lot of business. In fact, they just actually paid me $250 just for a week's worth of work that they had. I have a special deal worked out with that one, where they pay me a percentage, which is nice. And that one I set up a long time ago, and I don't have to do much work on it. It doesn't require much maintenance on my part. I would say maybe like an hour every month, like minimum. Like, that's it for that one. There's other ones though where if you go after higher competition, you have to spend a lot more time. You have to, if your competitor goes and creates more backlinks and they start to outrank you, then you have to go in and you have to create more. So if you want to really make it passive with SEO, then do what I suggest and go after low hanging fruit, low competition stuff, because number one, it's going to be easy for you to get started as a beginner. But number two, you're going to be able to just crush it long term passively without having to do a lot. Someone says, I remember you made a video a long time ago involving big YouTubers where you suggested making compilation videos about them, saying positive things or things you didn't know about them. Is that still a good way to grow a channel? Absolutely, it is. So, have you ever seen one of those YouTube, by the way, CEO and drop? Go pick it up if you haven't copped it yet. CEO.com. I just happened to think of it because I saw it on the screen. But anyways, quick plug. The answer is, if you've seen those videos out there where people do like covers of bands and stuff, you might notice that this is like really popular, and a lot of people get a lot of views with that, right? And the reason why is because it's a marketing effect called piggyback marketing. And what piggyback marketing is you're basically riding a wave of someone else. So that's why oftentimes, have you guys ever seen like drama going on YouTube? You may have seen like popular channels like Drama Alert. And what these channels do, and even all the other YouTubers do, is they make like videos about the drama that's going on. Like right now, there's a lot of James Charles drama going on. Has anyone seen any of that? Just give me some likes if you have. Um, so what YouTubers do is they like piggyback off of this drama, and that blows their videos up, and they get a lot of views. We saw it a lot last year with like the Paul brothers, Logan Paul, and the all the controversy with him and Jake Paul. We saw it with like their boxing match. So I literally think that a lot of these YouTubers, I don't think so with the James Charles things, but a lot of like the KSI and like Logan Paul boxing matches, I think a lot of that stuff is staged. I think it's fake. And I think that they know that creating this drama like that is going to get views. It's going to create people coming in and talking and making videos, and it just creates a whirlwind of publicity. Yeah, controversy is everything, the Blue Dragon says. Yeah, when it comes to YouTube, I really think it is. Someone says, how can you get people to leave reviews if you can't offer them a discount? Um, I mean, asking nicely is a good way. I would say people aren't going to leave a review if you don't ask for it, usually, unless they had a bad experience. Of course, I'm assuming you're talking about you're trying to get people to leave reviews if they have a good experience. And like I said, I mean, they don't think about it unless they have a bad experience. So if they had a good experience, you need to really ask them to leave that review. And yeah, some states allow you to incentivize to get them to do that. You just have to be careful about your wording. Like you can't say like leave us a good review, but you might be able to say leave us an honest review. So look into that, depending on what area and state that you're targeting. I just want to share a testimony. I closed my first 2K social media marketing industry in real estate. That's awesome. Congratulations. I love that. So closing $2,000 a month real estate clients. Now, I love real estate clients, by the way. One of the reason is because it's one of those niches where you don't have to deal with gatekeepers too much because real estate agents give their phone number, right? You usually have their cell phone number to reach right out to them and connect with them in person. So I love that for that fact because you can usually get right in touch with them. So congrats on doing that. That's awesome. I know that there's been a lot of success with people closing real estate clients because I had a video up here of doing websites for them, one-page listing sites of one of their listings. So $2,000 pretty typical amount. That's awesome. Big congrats. Hi, bro. You are awesome. One of my favorite YouTubers. Thanks a lot. Thanks. I appreciate that. I do my best. I try to put out consistent content. How to get genuine backlinks. Okay, so we need to define the definition of genuine first off. I would say genuine means that you didn't ask for them, that they just came naturally, because ultimately that's what Google would consider a genuine backlink. The problem is that I don't think that it's really feasible for most people to get genuine backlinks unless you're like a big company like Facebook, because you're stuck on like this hamster wheel with like no one knows who you are. So why is anyone going to link back to your website if they don't know who you are? And how are they going to get to know who you are if you're not ranking number one in Google? And how are you going to rank number one in Google if you don't have any backlinks? And how can you get any backlinks if no one knows who you are? Right. So I think genuine backlinks goes out the window, in my opinion. Now, I do think that there's a difference between white hat backlinks and black hat backlinks. Like I think going after backlinks that are spammy, that are like done by like Russian SAPE networks, that's like not going to do. That's like spammy tactics that are loopholes that might come and go. So I focus on more white hat approaches to backlinks. If I'm going to do PBNs, which I like PBNs a lot, private blog networks, um, one of the ways that I'll do that is by controlling all of my private blog networks, making sure that there's no footprints, making sure that the domain whois servers are private so that they can't see that I own all of the blog network. So that kind of way. The other way is getting listed. Someone said press releases. Yeah, that's a great way as well. I would consider that more white hat too. So yeah, I would look at doing stuff like that to really keep it, white hat. And like I said, I don't really consider any sort of backlinking that you're going out and trying to create links. Like that's not really what Google intended backlinks to be about, but that's the reality of the way it is now. And if you're going to rank on the first page of Google, that's what you're going to have to do. Any other questions for me? Is there worldwide survey websites? I'm not sure about that. There probably is. If businesses are not interested in buying leads, what is the workaround? I would say find another business owner to work with then. If they're not interested in getting more business, then they probably have more than they can handle. What else do we have? Someone said, is Flippa good for Shopify for flipping websites? Yeah, I mean, I flipped websites on Flippa, quite a few of them. Not Shopify websites, though. I haven't, but I know that they do that. So I don't see why not. Someone says, what are some good evergreen niches for lead gen? There's so many of them. I like to pick stuff that works good on social. So because then I can run Facebook ads. So look at some of the social offer sites that are out there and see what offers are working good on them. Okay, I'm gonna do another more, like one or two more questions, and then we're gonna wrap up. I do have some other stuff going on today. I've got some exciting stuff to share with you. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because in some of my next videos, I've got some really cool stuff to share. So you're not gonna want to miss that. How to sell services to businesses who seem like they're always busy in the first place. I mean, if they're too busy and they don't need any services, I mean, or any more customers, then I would say you just have to move on, just find a different client. Like, you don't want to try and sell something to someone who's not interested. I'd rather go for the easy sale, someone who needs the work, someone who wants the work. And that's usually pretty easy to find anyways. Someone said, "Do you support Ty Lopez?" I don't really know Ty Lopez, so I can't really say whether I support him or don't support him. I guess I admire his hustle. He definitely built a lot of buzz, a lot of following. So yeah, I mean that's cool. But I don't really know the guy or anything, so I can't really say anything good or bad about him. But I do admire his hustle and creating a big following on social media. All right, one last question, guys, and I'm going to wrap it up. Go ahead and comment in the chat box. I'll try to pick one out as I see it pop up, and we will go and wrap up. Again, don't forget to smash a like on this video. What about copywriting? Is it necessary to learn? I love copywriting. Copywriting is one of those things where it's like a really good skill of persuasion. Like you're trying to persuade people into doing the action that you intend on. Usually it's buying something or opting into a page or something like that. I love the art of copywriting. I think next to selling, copywriting is one of the very highly skills that I would recommend learning. Personally, I don't think I'm the greatest copywriter in the world. And a lot of times I'll even hire people to do it for me. So it's one of those things where you need to decide where to focus your efforts on. But copywriters are expensive. I've paid upwards of $5,000 to have someone write copy for me. And there's people who will charge a lot more than that. They'll charge percentages of the deal a lot of times. So it is a skill where you can save yourself a lot of money and make yourself a lot of money if you're willing to learn it. There's companies out there like Agora. These are big, massive, maybe they're multi-million dollar companies for sure, that they pay really good money for people to come in and copyright, and they give them percentages of the deals as well. So it's a really good skill to learn. I'd highly recommend learning copywriting. There's a lot of good books out there. Breakthrough Advertising is one of the most coveted, like, secret books that most people, I think I might have a copy of it here. I think it's right here laying on the ground in my closet here. I'll show you. So this is the book right here. It's actually very hard to even get a copy of this book. It's by Eugene Schwartz. But yeah, it's Breakthrough Advertising. And this book is so hard to get a hold of that someone owns the rights to it now. Brian Kurtz, his name is. And he actually prints it. But this is like the Bible of copywriting. And most people, when they're learning copywriting, they go through that book. So if you can get your hands on a copy of it, maybe on eBay or something, that would be the way to go. And I know most of the big agencies like Agora, that is what they teach people is out of that book. And most other copywriters, they learn out of that book. There's a lot of other good people out there, Dan Kennedy, John Carlton. I mean, I've got a ton of books as well. But this would be the one I would try to get your hands on if you're trying to learn copywriting. Like that'll teach you like the industry secrets that really no one really talks about. I don't have a link to get this book. I bought this book off of someone who had the rights to publish it. His name was Brian Kurtz, and I bought it like a few years ago. But yeah, this book is like very, very, like, people keep this secretly guarded. Like, they don't really sell it. It's hard to get a copy of. Some people travel with it even, and it's just insane. It's called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. So if you can get yourself a copy of it, I would study that thing. Study it like you're learning a college class. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. Kind of a cool way to do it because I couldn't get a video up. So I thought it'd be cool if we hung out on this live stream. But yeah, anyway, subscribe, turn notifications on so that you get notified of my next video. Don't forget to check out the link in the description of the masterclass if you want to learn about making money, generating leads. That is my recommended masterclass right now to check out. I think you'll love it. Anyways, guys, we'll see you in another video. Someone says them AirPods. Yeah, I figured it was a good microphone. All right, guys. Thanks again.